We are going to talk about the Fountain of Youth Stakes at Gulfstream Park. It's on Saturday. It's part of the Derby Trail, and the favorite is going to be Greatest Honor. Now, Greatest Honor won the Holy Bull Stakes with a closing move. He won by about 5 lengths. Greatest Honor defeated some of the same horses in this race. He defeated Prime Factor and Tarantino. What do you think of Greatest Honor?
Well, greatest honor, okay, he won very easy his last race, the Holy Bull. Despite going a bit wide, he won by 5 lengths, very easy. But it's tough for this 3 years old to win. If he wants to win the Kentucky Derby, I think they will try to pick in that race. So I expect he's not going to show his A game in this time. Yes, also, well, he's training at Payson, but I think he has been training a bit slow, so probably he's going to run well, but I don't think he's going to pick in this race.
I agree with you because he already has some points, so he doesn't have to try his hardest. I think if he brings his best race to the Florida Derby, then he's probably going to be in the Kentucky Derby. So I don't know what to expect from Greatest Honor. He could win, but his odds are too low. So I don't think he's really going to be 9-5. I'm expecting something closer to 6-5 or even money.
Yes, I think he's going to be even money or 4-5.
Let's talk about Drain the Clock, who is 5-1 on the morning line. I'm not too sure 5-1 is accurate. He won the Swale Stakes. I don't remember by how many lengths, but he was pulling clear in the stretch run. And he has 4 wins and 5 starts. The only time he didn't win, he dumped the jockey at Delta Downs. So this is a very talented horse. But the question is whether Drain the Clock can get 2 turns and a route distance. Do you think so?
Well, Drain the Clock has been gradually increasing the distance this year. On January 2, he won in the Limehouse Stakes over 6 furlongs by 7 lengths. A month later, he tried the Swale Stakes over 7 furlongs and won by 6.25 lengths. Really handily. His first race on 2 turns. Fortunately, he rode the rail. So I expect he's going to be sent and try to wire this field. I think he could do it at least one time, and maybe this is his best chance.
Yeah, I like the way that he finishes his races. He always pulls clear in the stretch run, and he doesn't look like a tired horse at the end. I also think he has some route pedigree in his dam side. Not on the top, but on his dam side, I think there's some turf routing pedigree.
Yes, his second dam is by Pivotal, is a turf sire, but his dam is by Arch, so there is a bit of stamina there, and I think there is not too much speed in this race. I expect he's going to take the lead, and probably Prime Factor is going to sit on second place, 2 or 3 lanes back. But I don't expect a speed duel.
Let's talk about Prime Factor. I expected big things from him in the Holy Bull, and he did make some kind of move on the turn, but he had nothing in the stretch run. Even Tarantino passed him for second. So it's kind of hard for me to forgive him because he couldn't even hold second. Do you forgive his Holy Bull effort?
I forgive him, and I will tell you why. He broke his maiden on December on a sprint race. He won by 8 lengths, and after that race, I think he was on the top 10 of the Kentucky Derby contenders. But 21 days later, he stretched out to 1 1/16 and tried a grade 3 stakes race. That is a big jump on distance and company. And That was a tough task for him. I think this time he has been training very well, and we will see a better prime factor this time. He will sit second behind Drain the Clock, and if Drain the Clock faded, if Drain the Clock simply don't want to go long, I think Prime Factor can win the race.
So you think he could give up 1 or 2 lengths to drain the clock and possibly still win?
Yes, well, I think he can win, especially if Drain the Clock faded and just don't want to root.
I guess it's hard for me because I bet him in the Holy Bull. So I'm not gonna pick him on top, but maybe underneath for me. Oh, let's talk about Tarantino, who was actually second in the Holy Bull, and that was his dirt debut, I think. And I thought he ran a very good race. The fact that he lost second on the hard turn and he reclaimed it back in the stretch run. What do you think of Tarantino?
The Tarantino, that was his first race on dirt, and he did it very well. Sometimes those turf horses, at first asking, give a very good race on dirt, but on the second race they tend to bounce. I think Tarantino will run well again, but I don't see him winning the race. He could be a grade 3 stakes horse in the future, but not too much.
I think he could hit the board, but I'm not going to pick him on top either. He's a good horse, probably not a great horse.
And also, besides Prime Factor, the Holy Bull was, in my opinion, a weak race. You see, the other horses were no match on the race.
What do you think of the turf horse, Fire at Will? He won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf, as well as I think the Pilgrim Stakes at Belmont. He does have a dirt win at Saratoga, but it was an off the turf race. What do you think of him?
Farad Will has a very turfy pedigree. I think he would not be a factor in this race. They are trying the Derby Trail because I don't know,
Derby
the
Fever.
Derby Fever. Yes, the Derby Fever. But I see him more as a turf horse, especially if you see his dam Flirt is by Kitten's Joy, and his sire is a declaration of war, a turf, another turf sire. So he has turf on both sides. They're going to try it, but I don't like him in this spot.
Okay. Well, should we go on with our final selections?
My top pick is Drain the Clock. I think he's going to take the lead and try to wire the field. I think he could do it, but if he faded, Prime Factor could win this race. Prime Factor is going to show a better version this time for sure. And my third choice will be the heavy favorite, Greatest Honor.
Okay, I had the same choices, but they're slightly different order. Drain the Clock is on top for me. Greatest Honor is in second, and I think maybe Prime Factor could be third. But you could put a bunch of horses in third and fourth. That's more wide open than the first and second slots to me. But I think Drain the Clock can do it. He has turf riding pedigree underneath. He's going to save ground. And I like Greatest Honor more in the future, but for now, Drain the Clock. Okay, well, that's our episode of Capping Corner for today. Tune in next week, maybe next week. We'll see what's going on, and I hope you hit your bets this weekend.
Okay, see you next weekend.